Okay, why don't we go back to the town manager's report, and then we'll come back into new business. Take it away, Colin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to take a minute to wish a very happy 100th birthday to Louise Derbyshire, who hit the 100 Club on April 6th of this year. Louise has lived in Tyngsborough for most of her life, and I'm told at 100 is still remarkably active. The Finance Committee Guidebook for the 2025 Special and Annual Town Meeting was published last week. Residents can download the guidebook at tyngsboroughma.gov or pick up a hard copy in the Town Manager's office or the Office of the Town Clerk. We'd ask residents to obtain one before town meeting to bring it with them to town meeting, as we hope to reduce our printing. Earlier this month, we published the 2024 Annual Town Report. This year's report is available in a new format this year on top of the original PDF format, thanks to Jackie in our office. You can now view the report online as a flip book. It even makes the cool page flipping noise when you do it. Of course, we also have the traditional hard copy available in our office and at town meeting. This year's report is remarkable and has so much wonderful information in a clear and concise format. I'll remind you that this new format did receive an award last year at the MMA. So a big hats off to Jackie for her work on this, and of course to the boards and departments that submit their reports on time. I want to take a minute to acknowledge the dozens of volunteers who make the Center for Active Living the fantastic place it is. These volunteers serve on the Council on Aging. They volunteer in the kitchen as greeters. They run programs and drive meals to seniors. On Friday, we hosted our volunteer appreciation luncheon and had a tremendous turnout. From a staffing perspective, congratulations to Highway Division Foreman Bill Landon, who retired earlier this month after 23 years of service to the town. Most recently, Bill supervised the park side of the Highway Division, focusing on landscape work on municipal properties. He always kept Town Hall's lawn looking crisp, and we wish him the best in retirement. Fire Chief Wes Russell announced earlier this month that firefighter Tom Jeffroy had been appointed to serve on the District 6 Hazmat team. Firefighter Jeffroy has spent the last 2 years training for and working toward this appointment. He will now put his skills and experience to the test responding to complicated hazmat situations across the region. We also received a grant from the Massachusetts Division of Fire Services, which will reimburse us for our expenses whenever we send Tom to respond to a call. At the recommendation of Chief Sean Woods, I'm happy to share the appointment of Aaron LeMay as a police officer for the town of Tyngsborough. Mr. LeMay is a Tyngsborough resident, having graduated from Tyngsborough High in 2021. He has an associate's degree in criminal justice from Southern New Hampshire University and is working toward a bachelor's degree in the same at UMass Lowell. Mr. LeMay is currently a military police officer with the Massachusetts Army National Guard and has worked as a security guard at Southern New Hampshire Medical Center. He will now undergo a thorough background examination, and assuming that goes well, he'll begin the police academy early this summer. We also completed today the second round interviews for the assistant town manager position, and so I'm optimistic that in the coming days I'll have news to share on that front. We've reissued the invitation to bid for the demolition of the former COA building at 180 Lakeview Ave. This comes after we spent the last month performing the necessary hazardous material sampling and survey. The invitation for bids will be available beginning on Wednesday, and responses are due at 9 o'clock on June 2nd. We also received proposals today for the Sewer Division's engineering services, as well as the CPC's Winslow School exterior assessment. That was their attempt to figure out truly what the cost is to restore just the outside of the Winslow School. For both of those proposals, we received 2 proposals, so we'll now move to the evaluation period before awarding a contract to the most advantageous one. On a project front, the Bicentennial Field project is in the home stretch. There are a handful of remaining punch list items to be addressed by the contractor before the school department activates the irrigation system in a couple of weeks. On May 16th, the contractor will be back on site to initialize the pump station and get it online. The water table there still remains very high, so we're optimistic we'll be able to rely solely on the Bridge Meadow Brook for watering this season and no municipal water. Using the remaining funds from a $100,000 earmark that we obtained in 2023, our facilities division is nearing completion of a complete overhaul of the office, bathroom, and break room spaces at the Highway building. This phase of the project saw new flooring, painting, new bathroom fixtures, and new furniture. We're continuing to explore options for building out additional garage space on the site, but we've put a temporary pause while we wait to get certainty around the pending $600,000 earmark that was included in the Economic Development Bond Bill. This was a much-needed renovation of the building, and I share my appreciation to the DPW, Sean Keegan, for his hard work. He's done all the flooring himself, the painting, really everything except for the plumbing work that we did over there. Sean Keegan has done himself, and it's come out fantastic. The DPW is finalizing bid docs for the 2025 road program Phase 1. That's the preservation of portion of the project that Jake talked about last time he was here. We expect bids for that will be available in early June with a contract award by July 1st. That timing lines up with our new allocation, both from road stabilization and Chapter 90. The Phase 2, which is the full depth reclamation part of the project, we'll bid that out at the end of the summer with work commencing this fall. That matches the same schedule that we used for the 2024 roads program. And then just some upcoming events. Tomorrow night, the Tyngsborough Police Department will participate in Tip-A-Cop, where members of the department will serve as celebrity hosts and servers at Tavern in the Square. All of the tips that they earn will be dedicated or donated to the Special Olympics in partnership with the Law Enforcement Torch Run. This event will run from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and I'm told that Chief Woods might even be taking orders and serving drinks, so put him to work. A reminder that annual town meeting will take place next week on Tuesday, May 6th at 7 p.m. at the elementary school. Tomorrow night in this room at 6 p.m. is our pre-town meeting information session. For those that aren't familiar, it's an informal opportunity to learn more about all of the warrant articles, ask whatever questions you have ahead of town meeting. There's no debating at pre-town meeting, and there are no votes taken. Zero Waste Day will take place on Saturday, May 3rd from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Tyngsborough Elementary School. The event gets bigger and better every year and is a great opportunity to recycle things that you no longer need. To find a list of items that will be accepted, visit tyngsboroughma.gov. While we talk about recycling things, we've had a disappointing increase in illegal dumping at the yard waste site. We had a really good season last year, so we're not going to let this one incident set us off. But as a reminder, that property has very specific restrictions on what you can bring there. We have been very lenient with the gate. We had originally said it would only be open during certain hours. It'd be closed most of the weekend. We've been leaving it open because we haven't had any issues, so we're going to continue to do that. But just as a reminder to folks, if we have another instance of illegal dumping, we will have to go back to keeping that gate closed, except for when town hall is open or on Saturdays, which is what we had originally scheduled. The Conservation Commission will host the 6th Annual Trails Day on May 3rd. That's this Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. That will happen at the Shady Glade Conservation Area. You can learn more about getting involved at tyngsboroughma.gov. The Friends of the Tyngsborough Public Library will host their annual book sale benefiting the library on Saturday, May 17th from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here in the community room. The annual town election will take place on Tuesday, May 20th. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. In addition to voting on Election Day, residents may request a mail-in ballot, vote by absentee ballot, or vote early at Town Hall beginning on May 10th. You can find all of the information about early voting, the hours, and the location, as well as how to request a vote-by-mail ballot by visiting tyngsboroughma.gov. Talked about this already, but a reminder, June 7th is the grand opening of Ironwood Park, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and will also be the Board of Health's annual Health and Safety Fair. And then finally, on Friday, June 20th, we'll host a 10-year anniversary gathering at the Center for Active Living to celebrate 10 years of the COA operating out of 169 Westford Road. At that same time, we'll do a formal ceremony to commemorate the name change to the Center for Active Living and dedicate a new sign over there.
Wow.
That's it.
Fantastic. I will open it up to the board for questions or comments. Mr. Moran.
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Schneider.
No questions, Mr. Chair.
Select Person Gilfus.
I think this is lovely. Thanks, Colin. I know it's been 3 weeks since we saw each other, but you have a lot to report on. And I just think that this is, I know we're about to talk about your performance, but I think the fact that you have this much to report on, knowing that we still don't have an assistant town manager, it's just a really tremendous, I think it just really speaks volumes for the work that you were doing and obviously the work that Jackie's doing to support you. So thank you.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Cohen.
The annual town report looks awesome again, Jackie. I think you should win another award for that. There's one section in there which kind of the 2024 year in review. It's 3 pages, goes month by month. I think that would be a great announcement to send out email to everybody so they have it in another form so they can kind of see what exactly was done and accomplished during the year. And great work by town administrator staff and the municipal staff, because there's a lot of hard work from a lot of different people in here.
Yeah, to echo that, I think this one, the last year's won an award, this one's even better. My wife did make special notice of the electronic version, she loved it, including the sounds.
Yes, the sounds of the best part.
Sounds changed, so I think it's fantastic. I have heard and seen online people asking questions of, well, I don't even know what that group does. Well, the annual report really has a wealth of information.
Here's a link.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there, so encourage people to look at that. You'll find a lot of information there. So great job, Jackie, as always. I did want to make special note, so Aaron LeMay, police officer, fine young man, I know him, and great family, too. So fantastic to see that we are getting folks local that are doing great things. I am really looking forward to the bicentennial irrigation thing going. We've been working on that for a little while.
Yep.
So I am really excited to see that. Great that we are updating the highway department items, and then the rest of the things that are here are just fantastic. It's spring, lots of activities, so I encourage, I don't know how you're gonna fit this one. You do the one pager.
It's incredibly tough.
I don't know how you're gonna fit this one on a one
Very
pager
tough.
without leaving something really important out of there. So, thank you for pulling this together, as always, but I encourage residents to not only listen to what Colin just said, but dig in deeper. It will be on podcasts everywhere, and thank you for the update.